Chapter 7, which is actually Chapter 8, by the way. A discouraging day.
Honestly, that's every single day that Nancy's alive in Carson's presence.
After riding the drain pipe down to the ground, Nancy Drew went directly home. Quickly backing her roadster from the garage, she set off down the road in the direction of the old farmhouse where the Horner girls lived.
This is directly in contrast to what Carson warned you about the poor.
Yes.
Directly in contrast.
You're gonna catch the poor, Nancy! Be careful about the poor!
I swear he's gonna be running down the street with vaccines like, Nancy, before you go, you need to get your shot! Otherwise you might lose your investment!
Before leaving the main highway, Nancy checked to make sure rain wasn't coming again, and was relieved that there were no clouds.
Just hail today and potentially a tornado. Maybe a tsunami / volcano.
After my last experience, I would rather get caught in an earthquake than another storm, she admonished herself. Because Carson wasn't there to do it, I guess.
Is that the Hindenburg exploding?
The recent rain had made the roads rough, and Nancy bumped along in the roadster rather uncomfortably. At last, however, she came up inside the farmhouse, and as she viewed from a distance, noticed that somehow it aged by 10,000 years, which is more than she had thought.
It burned down in the rainstorm, unluckily.
The acid rain that they get in the future because of climate change, it's actually fire rain here in the 1930s.
Dang, the dust storm ruined us all.
The house was large and rambling, blah 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 blah, but apparently it had not been painted in years. Shingles were falling from the roof and the porches sagged. As Nancy's eyes traveled to the old barn, she wondered how it had managed to survive the recent storm.
Honestly, Nancy should just go, it's like the cardboard box that the Horners were living in had lost many sides. And they didn't even have the TV that the box came in the box to start with. What a sad, sad state of affairs.
If Allie and Grace Horner only had money, like Carson said, they checked the poor box. And now this is... if they hadn't done that, they could make the place attractive, she thought. She drove through the open gate. Squawking chickens... I guess they had a gate. She probably drove through the fence instead the first time when she didn't see the gate.
Welcome to our gated community, Nancy. It's just us, but we have so many shingles that came off the roof. We'd have some for dinner.
They double as a sled. Squawking chickens fled before her as she stopped the roadster in the barnyard and switched off the engine. Springing lightly from the car, she ran up the walk toward the house. She paused at the kitchen door and rapped.
I was gonna say, this is me doing the newest Eminem song.
Give me a beat.
Boom, chicka boom, 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 chicka boom, boom.
Receiving no response, she went around to the front of the house and knocked on another door. There was no answer. Nor did a tour of the yard reveal either of the Horner girls, which has to be the saddest tour a rapper has ever done. Disappointment took possession of Nancy. She had driven 15 miles only to find no one home. I'm defeated at every turn, she thought disconsolately as she slowly walked back to the roadster. I should have just gone back to Masonville. It's certainly discouraging.
And it's a day. I wonder what we should call this chapter. Hello there! A voice call. Were you looking for us? We buried ourselves in the yard hoping we would die, but alas, you beat us to it.
The shouted greeting reached Nancy as she prepared to step into the roadster. One foot on the running board, she turned her head and saw the Horner girls hurrying toward her from the direction of the barn. Allie did not wait for her sister to open the barnyard gate, but swinging easily over it, ran to meet Nancy.
I swear, we were hiding in the only spot that you couldn't see us in behind the box. We saw you leaving the house. She cried enthusiastically. We were so excited, but for some reason we're going to stop you. We were picking up berries in the woods, Grace explained. Oh, crap. That's all you.
As she hurried up, slightly out of breath. Proudly, she displayed a tin pail which was filled nearly to the brim with roof tiles.
I was gonna say, it's like, Grace, that's just mud and several mosquitoes.
Ah!
But look at our arms! They fell off! Said Allie laughed ruefully as she glanced down at the ugly scratches which had been caused by the brambles and the sharp thorns. Wait, would the raspberries fight back? They almost killed us, but we brought it done. You must come into the house and have a dish of mud and mosquitoes, man. It's a delicious treat.
I love it.
Grace urged hospitably. They're good with sugar and cream, which we do not own. If you don't have them too often, Allie added, those antioxidants will, give you reverse cancer. And then you'll be immune. How could we?
I can stump but a minute, Nancy declared. Alright, setting the timer now. This is 3 entered the house. I came to talk about the will.
Are you not going to do it? You are Nancy.
Oh, that's right! It's time for Nancy's choice of the game!
I was going to say, Carson's not going to come within 40 miles of this place.
That's a good point, so I guess Nancy has to do it herself. So, Grace and Allie, somehow you got power back after Carson took away your backup generator. Did you do it by installing a bunch of windmills that only blow on the first Tuesday of the month? Or did you dig a mine shaft and start putting coal into the furnace, which powered it but could also lead to the entire town burning down?
Actually, Grace is on a treadmill right now, and it's actually charging several AA batteries we found in a ditch. And in fact, we're getting a phone call. Hello? Oh, it's Carson, and he says you need to go fuck yourself, Nancy.
Anyway.
Carson doesn't have jurisdiction here in the poorhouse.
That being said, he used technology, which is in fact a rich thing to do.
It is a rich thing to do.
Oh, speaking of rich things to do, that wasn't a good segue.
Oh, do you have good news for us? $1,000?
Allie said, hopefully.
Are we really going to get some of the money? It's chapter 8.
I don't know why I snorted there. I don't know yet. Nancy was forced to snort. So far, I haven't been able to learn a thing about the missing will.
Why are we even paying you? Oh, just
You're
kidding.
not!
Allie's face fell, as did her arms. Her body parts just slough off.
Oof.
We need the money so badly,
She said with an apologetic smile.
Grace hasn't had a new dress in 3 years, and she hasn't washed them either. or her body. She makes all of her clothing out of old things we happen to have in the house. Gosh, I can't. This one's made of Legos, and this one's made of tin cans. If our luck doesn't change soon, I'm afraid we'll be mistaken for rag pickers.
We really didn't expect much of Uncle Josiah's money. Grace broke in quickly, lest Nancy misinterprets her sister's remarks. Oh, as in we're absolutely desperate? Don't worry, the house showcases that.
Yeah.
As does your personality. We weren't related, you know. Oh, well,
Well, you can hardly say the cousins were, for that matter.
Allie declared.
They were third or fourth cousins, but I suppose with their family tree, that means they were married.
It is the 30s.
Well, we can get along without the money, Grace said quietly, but not the food, or the clean air, or the water. That'll require money. That we manage very well when I have plenty of work. Don't ask what I do, Sex. We're a little discouraged right now.
Now.
You asked. Right?
Not really. No. Anyway.
I heard a whisper. It's a slack season, which means I gotta make slacks. I don't know how to make slacks. I guess people would rather go to the store than buy a dress ready-made. What is this future? Shine? Sheen? Fast fashion? I don't know the words, Zara. Timu?
Ooh,
These are-
Timu!
It's all foreign to me.
I wouldn't, Nancy declared impulsively. Timu makes very cheap products that break as soon as they touch grass. Grace, I'd like to engage you to make me a dress. Will you do it? I'll pay you well.
Tears of joy came to Grace's eyes. You mean I can get products that only break if they touch grass?
You sure can!
I swear, I will dedicate my life to you. Will I? Okay. Oh, you don't know how grateful I am for the work. I haven't had anything to do for nearly 3 months. Jesus. You know, applying for jobs is so hard.
Wow.
My resume says Grace. And it doesn't work. I don't mind poverty so much for myself, but for Allie, her voice broke. I promised Mother I'd look after her after I stabbed her to death. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, different crime.
Allie sprang from her chair at the revelation and rushed to her sister. She flung her arms affectionately around her as an effort to strangle her.
It's like, Grace, you bitch! She was an investment banker with billions! And she lost it! I don't even know. She bought Herbalife, Grace. It was horrible. I shouldn't have said what I did about needing money. I didn't mean it. Truly, I didn't.
But it's the truth.
We'll get along, Grace. We'll start eating each other. If only my chicken money came in faster. What the fuck do they do? They're training them to be investment bankers.
No,
Why
remember,
can't
it was chicken only fans.
Oh no! There's so many strategies. Why can't a hen lay more than 1 egg a day? People want to watch the eggs come out of their ass.
And that's and in case you had no idea what chicken only fans was, now you know.
You get a sentence. I guess.
My bad. I thought there was more. Grace smiled faintly at Apple's feeble attempt at a joke, which was really just saying what reality was. And, to break an awkward silence, Nancy took up the conversation. I'll bring the dress materials with me the next time I come this way. She did not need a new dress, but she realized that there was no other way to help the Horner girls, for they were too proud to accept money. I mean...
Have you tried Santa?
Santa would not come.
Garbage children.
And now I want to ask you a few questions about Josiah Crowley, Nancy told them. Do you know whether he ever visited other relatives besides the Tophams?
Yeah, I guess that I know what cheese he liked and whether he drank mouthwash and what episodes of MASH he watched. What the fuck? Who cares? Anyway, he was only distantly... He was only distantly related to the Tophams. They were third cousins, I believe. Do you remember that? Third cousins. He had a number of other relatives whom he frequently visited.
Before he went to live with the Tophams, they took turns keeping him. What?
Grace
like in a cage?
Informed her visitor. Well, he did call them pets, so I guess it's only fair. Can you tell me the names of these relatives?
Let me see. Grace lost herself in thought. Dad, uncle, grandpa. No, there are 2 cousins living in Masonville.
Matilda and Edna Turner.
Allie prompted her.
They're regular old maids, but awfully nice. They were wonderful to Uncle Josiah when he was alive.
I can only imagine. As obviously there weren't any husbands in the way. Wink, wink. And there were 2 nephews, Grace went on. William and Fred Matthews. They have a farm on this same river road. Everyone thought they would get something. Also, it's time for Carson's Spirit's Choice of the Day.
Let's go.
So, there's some other relatives that might be related to the Tophams. Do you think it's Leonardo DiCaprio? Or potentially, Genghis Khan?
I'm gonna go with Leonardo.
He's not alive yet! He's not alive yet, Nancy! That was wrong!
Well, I guess I'm just dumb. I don't know how we may get fail air for not picking the right relatives. This is because we followed the dead end and gave up on the case?
Grace killed you. Remember?
Fair enough.
Meet mother.
How far do they live from here? Nancy asked.
Oh, not more than 5 miles. You could drive there in a few minutes. It's on the way to Masonville. My gosh, can you just have, like...
There's some relatives in our basement if you want to meet them.
Then I'll be able to make the 2 calls on the same trip, Nancy announced as she arose to depart. I must hurry along now or it will be too late for me to stop there this afternoon. After all, meteorology has not been invented yet, so there could be a storm any second now. I am hoping that by talking with the relatives, I may learn something which will help us to trace the missing will.
Nancy, I'm so glad that the rest of the story is just you talking to old people slowly and methodically for several hours. Thanks. I'm afraid there's not much chance we'll ever get anything, Grace said rather morosely. The Tophams will never let the money slip out of their hands.
If we find the will, they won't be able to keep the money, Nancy declared. Father will see to it that you girls get your just due.
Oh, Grace, we forgot to tell Nancy about Abigail Rowan. She actually has the will and has her name written in it, as with us. Just kidding. Don't have a clue. She'd be apt to know more about the will than anyone else.
Oh, that's right. You should really call on her, Nancy. She took care of Uncle Josiah one time when he was sick, and he thought the world of her. He often declared he intended to leave her something, such as a fart before he left the earth.
Maybe it's a clock.
I swear to God. Nancy, that's a spoiler.
We don't know that yet. Anyway.
This, of course. Even a few $100 would have meant so much to her.
Allie said,
Abigail is old and feeble now. She must be more than 70 years of age, and there's no one to look after her.
Okay. I mean, if Nancy can just, like, that's when you get the Ouija board out of the trunk and just, move the little plectrum over the top of her skeleton. Oh, gosh.
Not Halloween yet, but... Where shall I find her? Nancy asked quickly, wanting to get this conversation over with.
The cemetery. She lives over on Westlake Road. No one's seen her in 5 years.
Where you go when you need to be buried? Cemetery.
It's a good many miles from here. You can make an inquiry at some of the farmhouses along the road. It's a surprise! She lives in a different house every day.
I won't have time to go there today, but I'll surely call upon her as soon as I can. Apparently she's a digital nomad. And now I must be going, or it will be dark long before I get back to River Heights. Nancy said goodbye hastily. The Horner girls accompanied her to the roaster and watched her drive away. As she looked back from the corner, they waved their handkerchief and yelled out some more threats at her, like when she left on the first day.
I was also thinking, it's like, Nancy, we forgot more relatives. Anne, Bob, Carla, Diane, they're all alphabetical order. Ethan, Fred, Harold. Oh fuck, we forgot G.
Grace.
I said, no. Josiah, shit, he died. Carl again. With a K.
Plucky girls, Nancy thought. Until today, I didn't realize how terribly they need help. I simply must find a way to help them. She drove along the river road, heading in the direction of Masonville. Although it was growing late, Nancy was determined to visit the Matthews brothers. And, if possible, Matilda and Edna Turner. I kind of want to be Edna if she shows up, by the way.
I'm okay with that. I already have a plan for the Matthews brothers.
Nice. After she had gone perhaps 5 miles, she began to watch the mailboxes and presently noticed one which bore the name Matthews.
Detective skills at work.
The Matthews was set back the farmhouse was set back a short distance from the road. I had a long day. And Nancy drove the roadster down a narrower lane which led to it. As she stopped the car, a man came out of the house and regarded her questioningly. Learning that the farmer was William Matthews, Nancy quickly explained her mission. At first, the man was inclined to distrust her, but after he had made certain that she was not a friend of the Tophams, or Carson, just kidding, he talked frankly to Josiah Crowley and told all that he knew concerning the will.
That was easy. I kind of actually wonder how that worked. Nancy quickly explained her mission by revealing the bomb underneath her blouse. Oh, we will explode if I don't talk.
Brother and I have filed a complaint with the proper authorities at the courthouse.
Allie in disguise explained.
Oh my gosh, that's your plan?
We saw Carson do it so many times. We've been wanting to feel left out, Nancy. We lied. No one lives in this town. It's the Truman Show. We felt certain there must have been another will because Uncle Josiah always said that he intended to leave us something.
Did you actually see the will? Nancy questioned Matthews. Hopefully. The farmer shook his head.
No, my brother and I haven't had the proof he ever made a second will, but we do know that he never had any particular love for the Tophams. He felt that they took him in only because they... I just jokes on you! There's a Carson's choice of the game!
Alrighty then.
Well, here's the question. Who am I actually underneath? In the William and Allie costume? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio? Or is it Genghis Khan?
It's Carson.
Oh, you got me, Nancy. That's absolutely right. Now that we're in a slightly richer part of town, I can smoke my cigars and stack up my gold bars in peace.
Aren't we like 5 miles away from the Horner sisters' house?
That's enough distance for me. I can't smell them from over here.
Whatever you say, father.
Anyway, I'm not going to give you any hints.
That's fine, I don't need you. Stuffykins gave me all the hints I needed.
That son of a bitch bear.
Anyway.
Gonna unfluff that little bugger.
Because they were after his money, and I guess he wasn't wrong at that. Anyway, I'm certain he had made up his mind to cut them off without a cent.
Perhaps he neglected to write the second will.
That wouldn't be like Uncle Josiah. He was rather queer about little things.
We need to skip that.
But he was always particular and attended to business matters. Yeah, that's what I meant to say about him during the eulogy. Now, I'm more apt to think he made the will and hid it somewhere, because that's what people do if they want to make it clear who their heirs are. Hide the will.
You have no idea where he could have concealed it?
Not in the slightest, but I know it's there, where I can't see it. My brother and I will be glad to offer substantial reward to anyone who can produce it. 5 Cheez-Its. Right here. Okay, I'm hungry. 4 Cheez-Its.
Nancy asked a number of other questions, but you said it was Grace? Was unable to furnish information which was of any value.
Allie, who cares? Yeah.
Allie, sorry. Disappointed, she thanked Allie for her trouble and continued on her way to Masonville. Rumor has it, I heard a rumor. I'm mixing and matching songs about rumors, she sighed. That's all I hear. The one by Adele, and the one that I'm afraid to admit I don't remember the artist of. At my next stop, I hope I'll acquire a few facts.
By Leonardo DiCaprio. Anyway.
Upon reaching Masonville, Nancy made inquiry and was directed to the house of the Turner sisters. They lived alone at the outskirts of the city, although not in poverty, as evidenced by the giant electric fence. They did not have any more money than they needed.
If I have a sign out front that says rich, I need your help.
I want a sign outside that says rich just to see what happens. Nancy found them at home, and when they learned the purpose of her visit, they greeted her cordially. They were very pleasant ladies, and she spent nearly an hour at their home. But although they answered her questions willingly, she learned nothing which has a direct bearing on the missing will.
It's amazing.
But how about all my grandchildren that got in the spelling bee this year? Or perhaps we could talk about Ed Sullivan.
Nope, that's not the right...
For Archduke Franz Ferdinand. I don't know who the fuck matters anymore.
Matilda and Edna Turner insisted that Josiah Crowley had intended to disinherit the Tophams, but they had no idea what could have become of the later will. They had been led to expect a small inheritance and were disappointed that everything was to go to the Tophams.
Speaking of the Tophams, did I mention my granddaughter was in the spelling bee? And also Ed Sullivan? No, I'm sorry. Why don't you talk with Abigail Rowan?
Matilda suggested at the conclusion of the interview. Oh, for Pete's sakes.
She took care of Josiah. I feel like you've never heard this before because I didn't even say it. No one said it. Except maybe me. When he was sick and he thought a lot of her. She knew more about his queer ways than any other living person. Oh my god. Why would she? She's a woman.
I don't believe it will do any good, darling, Edna interposed. Abigail is getting along in years, and her memory isn't what it used to be. Just last week I saw her get a cape. You know I hate capes!
I don't know who this is, Nancy. I swear, Grace is busy, making that dress out of the materials you didn't give her.
Don't make me throw you in the shark pool again!
I will fight you, Edna. I will fight you to the death.
And I will win, darling.
You would win. That doesn't mean I won't try.
It was after is that the only line, really? It was after dark when at last Nancy took leave of the Turner sisters and headed her roadster toward home. I'm mad. She was tired and hungry as well as discouraged. So far, I've only wasted my time, she thought despondently. I'm no closer to finding the will than I ever was, and I'm sure there is one. I've often heard Father say that no real mystery is solved without a lot of hard work, and I'm ready to believe it! With the exception of Abigail Rowan, Nancy had called upon all of the Crowley relatives. From what the Turner sisters had told her, she was doubtful that a visit to her cottage would be worthwhile, but since we're almost at the end of the chapter, I think it might actually.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh well, I suppose I may as well go there tomorrow, Nancy decided after a mental debate. She's my last hope. If I fail there, I'll be forced to give up!
I can just see Carson sitting at the house going, good. Then I can give Nancy some real hard work, like churning butter, or cleaning the chimney, or maybe, I don't know, lifting my 1,000-pound elephant and moving it back to the Abigails, or whoever what are their last names?
The Turner sisters?
The Turner sister. No, maybe?
Yeah, this is.
Cool.
This is the first time the song hasn't really perfectly ended at the video, so I was just waiting for it to conclude, and then I'll conclude the longest chapter we've had so far.